FBI officers were troubled by this, that in the jail where even if a prisoner is left free, he still cannot escape, how finally, under the authorities' nose, 3 prisoners escaped. The most surprising thing was that for the next 10 hours, how the jail authorities did not get even the slightest hint of their escape. Not only the FBI, but also the top 3-level agencies of the USA tried every way to solve this case. We are talking about such a jailbreak that has been not only tangled for the last 60 years, but has also become a mystery for the world. Viewers, this is a small island in the Pacific Ocean, spread over only 22 acres, but the world's most dangerous. Criminals were kept here. Known by the name Alcatraz, this island is built on a very large rock in the ocean, which is why it is also called the Rock. 1. This island is surrounded by the ocean far and wide. Secondly, for protection, a 15-foot high fence has also been erected around it. With the 24/7 hours monitoring of jail, authorities, and since it is at the start of the Pacific Ocean, strong winds and high waves always surround this island. Considering all these conditions, it was declared a federal prison in 1934 where very high security was given. In short, if someone comes here once, it is not possible for them to get out on their own in any way. This jail had the title of inescapable. But on 12th of July 1962, all the pride of Alcatraz was shattered when 3 prisoners gave a big deception to the security here and escaped. The main characters of this story are these 4 people. Among them, John William Anglin and Clarence Anglin are brothers. They were kept here in a bank robbery case. After them, there is Frank Morris, who has been seeing the face of jail on and off since the age of 13. He was also kept in Alcatraz because of bank robbery. Lastly, there is Alan West, who had already tried to escape from many jails, which is why he was kept in Alcatraz for maximum security. Alan West had been in this jail for a long time, which is why he knew more about the compounds of the jail than others. The idea of escaping from Alcatraz was first given by Alan West to his friends in 1960. Alan had found a loophole in Block B of the jail, from where their escape was somewhat possible. Now the problem was that these 4 used to meet during lunch break, but their cells were not in Block B. These 4 kept trying to get themselves shifted to Block B. It was their good fortune that the jailer placed them in Block B, and that too right next to each other. Their first target was achieved. All 4 prisoners had been shifted together to Block B. For the next 2 years, whatever they did inside their cells, nobody had the slightest clue. On 12th of July 1962, as usual, at 7 a.m. in the morning, the jail staff came out to wake the prisoners. In the assembly, during the counting, 3 prisoners were missing. When the staff checked the cells again, they saw Frank Morris, along with the Anglin brothers, sleeping on their beds in Block B. They found this very odd and tried to wake them up inside the cells. During this, they saw that on the beds in 3 cells, there were only dummy heads. Yes, those 3 had escaped, and they had placed dummy heads made with the help of soap, plaster, and concrete. One of them had fallen to the ground and broken because of a slight touch, which can be seen in this photo. Seeing this, the entire jail staff was stunned. They thought that the prisoners couldn't have gone out of the island, so they started searching the entire island, but nothing was found. Everyone was troubled by one thing. In such tough security, not 1 but 3 prisoners finally escaped. But how did they escape? Remember, Alan West was not among them, the one whose plan this was. The investigation team was called, and the FBI was also reported. It was seen that the 3 had escaped by breaking the small vent in the wall of their cells. The astonishment happened when on the other side of the wall, not 3 but 4 vents were found damaged. This 4th vent was Alan West's, who, for some reason, failed to escape from his cell. Alan West now knew very well that there was no chance of his escape. He thought it best to tell everything to the investigators. Allen admitted that the whole plan was his. They had made those dummy heads, and for the hair they had stolen during the haircut inside the jail. At the back of the 4 cells, there was a small vent, the size of which was 5 by 9.5 inches. Allen knew about the loophole of these cells because he had also worked in the jail's maintenance. He knew that the jail wall was only 6 inches thick and that the vent hole could be easily widened. For 6 months, the 4 prisoners were finding opportunities and making holes in the vent using spoons stolen from the kitchen. In the end, they even made a drill machine using the motor of the jail's vacuum cleaner. To keep this digging secret, they would place their musical instruments or some other items in front. Yes, all the work was done during the musical hour when there was a lot of noise in the jail. The vent opened into a corridor where there was no security. From here, a drain pipe led straight to the roof of the block, where they often worked for maintenance. In Alcatraz, to keep prisoners busy, they were given maintenance work. These 4 prisoners used to go to the roof for maintenance work, and under this pretext, they would examine every small detail for their escape. From the roof, they used another pipe to come down, and then by crossing the 15-foot-high fence of the island, they escaped. They had made all their preparations thoroughly. They had also made an inflatable raft for themselves by attaching rubber raincoats, or the raincoats were provided by the jail administration, which they were collecting quietly. Besides this, they had made something using the raincoat as a life jacket, which would save them from drowning if the raft failed to work. However, the main question for the FBI was where the escaped prisoners were now. Their 4th companion, Allen West, told that according to the plan, they were first supposed to cross Angel Island to the north of Alcatraz, and then land on the mainland, where there was almost no security. From there, they were to steal a car and clothes. A search of all the main lands around Alcatraz was conducted, but no news was found from anywhere. Whether the ocean swallowed the prisoners who had escaped by deceiving the impossible security, or Allen West's story was also made to deceive the FBI, there was no trace of the 3 anywhere. Footprints on the roof of Block B where all these things were made, and the secret workshop and the marks on the pipe by which they climbed down verified that Allen West's story was not false. Now, along with the FBI, the Coast Guard, Bureau of Prisons, and U.S. Marshal Service also started searching for these prisoners in the ocean, but neither the prisoners were found anywhere, nor any raft or life jacket. Now the police case was turning into a mystery. In the next 4 days, the Coast Guards found a wooden paddle floating, which was believed to be part of the raft. Then, 3 bags made of raincoats were also found, which contained personal items of the prisoners like family photos and letters. From this, it was estimated that the 3 prisoners did not reach the mainland alive because these items are such that no prisoner would easily leave. Any dead body starts floating on the water surface after 2 days, but even after 3 months, the investigation team neither found any body nor any body part. One theory is that if not by raft, the 3 prisoners might have swum to the mainland because after the 1962 escape, the FBI kept a strict watch on the Anglin brothers' family. One family member, David Winder, told the FBI that John and Clarence, during their father's death, told their sisters that their brothers were absolutely fine and in contact with them. Many family members also told the FBI that on small and big family occasions, 2 strange-looking ladies were seen who might have been John and Clarence in disguise. After that, those 2 ladies were never seen again. Then, 15 years after the escape, the Anglin brothers' cousins saw 2 brothers in a club in Brazil and also captured their photos. The family also says that these are the Anglin brothers, but the investigators of the U.S. Marshal Service believe that the ages of the people in this photo do not match the Anglin brothers. This was the last time any news was received about the Anglin brothers being alive. After that, no trace of them has been found to this day. The very next year after the escape, Alcatraz was closed. In 1979, the FBI also gave up and officially closed the case. Now, only the U.S. Marshals Service still has this case open, and it will remain open until these prisoners are either caught, their dead bodies are found, or their age turns 99. Alcatraz Island has now been turned into a national park where tourists can see the same cells in Block B where the Anglin brothers, Frank Morris and Alan West, were imprisoned 60 years ago.